Hi, everyone. My name's Marie, and I run a small reselling business from Canada. I sell on eBay, Poshmark US, and Poshmark.com, and occasionally Facebook Marketplace or Etsy or wherever I decide to put my listings, but that's very, very occasionally. So this is a what sold from October 29th to November the 4th. And November wasn't that great so far. It definitely is nothing like my last month. Some of that is my own fault. Not so much this week, or this week that I'm talking about, but this week I'm on. I took everything down off Poshmark and started putting it back up again because my Poshmark was messed up a little bit. So my sales this week haven't been the greatest. But yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. I did have some October sales in my last video. So those ones I took out of this one, so I didn't have any repeats. So I did sell a few more items, but that was in my last video that I showed for my October bigger sales. So here is a pair of Teleson jeans. I haven't heard of these before. It's new to us. There's a best offer. I want to say it was around $60. These are white cone denim. And I think these are salvaged, even though they don't have oh, that's new. The red line, I think these are still salvaged. Somebody can let me know if I'm wrong. And they're not that old. The tag did have some issues that I'm pretty sure I did not put in the listing, but hopefully they looked at the, so hopefully they looked at the thing. It's definitely something I'll keep my eye open for. Here's a great brand that we've been finding quite a bit on is Buck Mason. Not all places go this much, but I do find that they do go fairly fast. This was more of a army green Hawaiian type shirt, and this one sold for $45.88. And this was fairly new. Here we have a new tag Habitat, size extra small. So we've had this one for a while, I think, maybe. This had a kind of a puckering material. And this was $35.62. So yeah, we've had it for a little bit. But the smaller ones in Habitat, I didn't pick up a lot of small sizes in Habitat when I bought them. I kind of regret not because, I mean, they still sell. And apparently, freak. So that might happen with all of mine. So here we have a pair of Sundance pants, cargo, cropped, embroidered. They're nothing really great and fancy. $34.77 is what I got. The girl did put in a return, so she didn't like them, but then she canceled her return. So, and those were $3,400. And then we have another Live by Habitat. This is sheer, just a Y2K looky shirt. I'm not sure. My computer's really not liking me today. This was a size medium. I don't think I have too many of these left. Like 3,200. So, I mean, that was around the time I got them all. Then we have a pair of carpenter pants, men's 32.30. And these sold for $29.95. I guess some of my pictures are blurry. I gotta keep an eye on that. Nothing big. I pick up Carhartt. These are a new pair of Carhartt, and they are pretty rough looking. But I still pick them up. Most of the time I sell them on Poshmark. And actually, I think I had 2 pairs this week that sold on Poshmark. And then we have a pair of Faraday pants. I've had these ones for a while. And this week in particular, I think it was the 1st of November, I something was wrong with eBay. I don't know what it was. I was frustrated. I went from having decent sales. My October was great. And then it went down to nothing. I even had I think October 31st might have been a $0 day. No sales. And I was just so mad. So I took everything down off of eBay, literally everything. And ended it all, sold similar on everything. And then these sold. I think it was a best offer. I think it was $24 or something like that. Either way, I took it. These were like 2,700. Yeah, like there was the day when I refreshed. I mean, I sold, I think 5 things right away. I don't think that was a lot still compared to how many listings I have, but it was better than 0 sales. So when I took everything down that day, though, that's when I also took everything off of Poshmarks and just decided to do it all at once. Here's a Lucky Brand men jeans. These were also something that sold that day that I relisted. These are new. Pink, so that was harder, 3,100. I'm not sure. I might pick them up again if I seen them. They were just new. That was one of the reasons we picked them up. Then we have a pure J. Jill sweater cardigan. This one is nice. Sold for $28.88, and that was a 2X. It does have a little stain. That's why I marked it down a little bit. And this one was a fairly new piece. It also has a small hole too. So then we have a Beta brand pants, 2 extra large petite. These ones sold. At that time, I ended and relisted. I don't know. People still say Beta brand's good, but I'm telling you, I'm having a really hard time. These sold for $24.77. This was SKU 3,400. And I think these ones, nope, these weren't. I mean, these ones were a special size, but so you were waiting for a special person, but even just my regular large and stuff like that. Here's a pair of Trip NYC. These, nothing special about these. These are just a black pair of women's 22 tall plain jeans. So I think I took a best offer of 24. These were reasonable offers. And then we have an Orvis belt. Same thing here. I think I took a best offer of 24. I'm not finding an over big bunch of belts these days, but I tend to just pick them up when they're good, leather, a name that I know, nothing fancy. Then we have a pair of Untucked pants. This Don Santiago would have been the name. These sold for $22.77. And that was 3,300. Then I have this vintage brooch. It's just tiny, small, nothing big about it. So, but that sold for $26.38, and I've had that forever. And then we have a pair of Athleta pants for petite. These are wide leg. These are nice pants, but they had several tiny spots, like so tiny you could barely, there's a little pole in the fabric there, right there. I do pick up like Athleta pants that look different. Like this is a new tag, and right here you can see like it says Eastbound wide pant. Like it's easy to look them up. These I don't think were very long yet, 400 or 4,000. Then we have this crushed velvet dress, women's medium, all Y2K look. I'm trying to think. I think we get this one at a Philip bag at one of my thrift stores. This was $2,400. So I've had this one for a while, but it sold for full price of $23.53. I think that's when I reset too. And this one I was ready to give up on too. This is a mini Bowden jacket. The arms come off to turn it into a vest. There was some issue conditions like on the arms themselves, a few stainings and a few of these little cuts and holes stuff. This was $3,200, but I've had this way longer than this because I redid my inventory, and anything that was in like ABCD boxes and hanging in my closet that didn't have SKUs, I redid the pictures and then put the SKUs in. So I've had this one for a long time. I would not buy it again. Lucky Brand shirt, men's extra large brown plaid. I'd say I wouldn't buy this again, but more than likely I would. I can't remember what I took. I want to say $20, but it could have been a little less than that. I think I was just trying to get some stuff out the door because, like I said, it's been slow. But this was a newer piece, so they just don't go that great. And the one I just closed down was a Burberry London polo shirt, sold for $15, very cheap, but that is because it had a lot of stains on it. So that is why. And then we have this hat. I don't really sell a lot of hats. I've had this one for quite a while. This is like way down in 712. So it has been a very, very long time. Sold for $19.77. Over to Poshmark US. Untuck It, 3 extra large. Black and white check. I still like buying Untuck It. I think we still sell it pretty consistently. So, but I do like the larger sizes. And this one sold for $26. But this is like $18.91. So that was actually quite an old one. We have a J. Crew sweater, women's extra large. The name of it was called Tippy. Sold for $24. It had a little pick in the arm. And it was $3,800. So I haven't had it too long, but we are at like $4,500 now. So we have yeah, I'm not gonna even try. It's animal print. It is buttoned up. Yes, it is. It's just a buttoned up blouse, size medium. I don't find this brand a lot, and I'm still not really sure what sells in this brand, but I picked this one up. There is a flaw on the sleeve. The button has a chip. So that's what I just showed there, I think. Just a little chip on the button. And that one was $3,800. So Life is Good shirt, extra large, free fallen. This sold for $17. I don't really pick up Life is Good anymore. I was always trying to get them in a larger size. They still sell. They don't sell for much, but they still sell. It's just I am really trying to get better stuff. I don't know. Jury's still out on that one. We have an Eileen Fisher, new without tags, small petite, $25. I did take the $25 because it is a small petite. So then I thought, well, maybe I won't get that chance again. We have a Habitat sweater. This one I don't think was new. No, it is new, apparently. Sold for $60. Did it? No, that's a lie. This one sold in a bundle. So it was this one here, which was a large Habitat sweater. $3,600, and then we got sold these Chico Travelers pants in an extra large. So these ones were cool. They were like, all these different geographic Aztec-y looky pants. And that was $4,100. So they sold for $75 for the two of them. And then we have this Smart Wool shirt, sold for $25. Like I said before, I picked Smart Wool up. I don't really pay attention to the size or anything like that. It always sells for various prices. This one here we've had forever. This is a Disney jacket sweater. It was Sherpa lined. It had a big Mickey on the back. A little bit of a staining on the Mickey, but it says $2,500, but this was one of those ones that were in my ABC box. So this sold for $16. And here's another bundle. So we have this, the Brooke Brothers pants, corduroy. So these ones have been around for a while. I had 2 pairs. One sold fairly quickly. These ones have been sitting here since 1260. Then we have a pair of Carhartt men's, 3630. And I still really don't know much about Carhartt. These ones were 3800. And then we have a pair of Carhartt pants in a little bit lighter color. And these ones were 3500. And the 3 pairs of pants sold for $98. And I would have paid $748 for the last 2, and the first one would have been less than that because the prices at the thrift store recently went up. So here's another bundle. A marine layer shirt, medium, check. I don't buy a lot of marine layer now. People still find it great, but it doesn't really sell that great for me. This one was $3,300, and then they also bought this Verity shirt. And both of these sold together for $42. I might have got more just because of the Verity shirt, but I really wanted to get rid of the marine layer. So, and they were a medium men's, so I mean, I still made it pretty good. Then we have, I sent, when I took everything off my Poshmark, I sent, I think a big 35% off or something like that, 35-40% off on some of the items to get them gone, and this was one of them. So this sold for and we are over in Poshmark US now before I forget. So this sold for $16 US, and these are cans. This is when I heard the YouTuber saying cans were great to buy. I must have been to the train station a little late because the ones that I bought I have had a hard time selling. So $16. I think I still have 1 pair left, and they're a distressed pair. Then I had this Carhartt belt, which had a bajillion watchers on all platforms. But in order for it to sell, I had to have like 35% off. So that sold for $11. Then I had this Express shirt, which is new with tags. That went in the 35% off. So that sold for $22. So that was, not fairly old. Then I had this Bebe bodysuit, which was new with tags. That sold for $22. And that went in the 35% off sale. Because this was just trying to clear out as much as I could before I put everything up. LL Bean money belt. I like these money belts. Normally I get more than this, but this one went for $13. And I don't know if I really, the close-up, I really didn't, but there's a zipper along the back here where you store your money. Then we have this Walt Disney Company tin pencil holder for $16. Nothing very special there. I was happy to see some hard good finally go. We have a Tommy Bahama sweater. This sold for $25. And this one was strange because they sent me an offer and then bought it straight out. So actually, I don't know if I had positive or not, but this one was the old one. This one was $1,600. And then I have a pair of Cool women's pants. Cool is another brand that we pretty much buy almost everything in. Cool shirts for women's. maybe not so much, depending on what it looks like. These were $400, and I have a tiny little dot there. That was a flaw. And lastly, we have the mountain shirt that sold for $13. This was one of those things where I like picking up. It was just like life is good. I liked picking them up. And when they were in bigger sizes, this was a 3 extra large. But still, only sold for $13, and I've had it for a long time. So that is my sales for the week. So let me take you over here since I know it works. And so this was this week right here, the 11th. So I sold 50 items, $42 worth of profit. And the gross profit was $32 worth of profit. I'm sorry. $32 average item. 2,102 dollars gross. So then if I come over here, I made a net of $1,149 that week, which was 54% profit. So actually, let me fix this here and go from here to here. And we will see that I made 52% was women's clothes, 36% was men's clothes that week. Then we had 2 belts, 1 hard good, and 1 jewelry. 44% was Poshmark or eBay, 32% Poshmark Canada, and 22% Poshmark US, which one sale on Etsy. So that is my sales for October 29th to November 4th. And that is it until the next one, which should be coming out fairly shortly after this one because I'm trying to play catch up. And until then, I hope everybody's Q4-ish is picking up, and I hope things are booming by the time you see this. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time.